Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to get started on the pickup truck. So what I've got here, we're going to do an unboxing on the FASS titanium lift pump system. I've used one of these before, so this isn't the first time, but I ended up needing to replace it. I think it drew air a little bit too long. So here we are. Okay, nice packaging. What do we got down in here? There's your wiring harness. Definitely loomed well. We got all the necessary connections. This one does not come with wiring harness for the electric heaters. I've actually got a set of those in my previous pump that I'll be transferring over when it comes time to install this. But wiring harness. It comes with this fuel line. So this was part of my problem actually, and I'm not going to be using this system. Here, let me make sure I can see what you see. So this stuff is kind of a rubber line. It's really strong. It's definitely set up for the pressures of like fuel injection, so you got plenty of power here, and there's enough here to be able to do your supply and return from the tank to the pump, and then your supply line to the engine. The issue with this stuff I found, so I did not put any kind of covering over the top of this, and the kit doesn't come with anything. So unfortunately, over the course of I think the past 5 years that I've had this kind of dry rotted. And you can see where it's actually all messed up. I'll show you that in another video. But if you look at one of my previous videos where I started to diagnose the truck's problems, you'll see I also had issues with this actually developed a leak. So this works very well, but keep in mind if you expose it to the weather all the time, especially driving places that use salt in the winter, this will eventually fail. All right. Here we have a bunch of fittings. So a lot of this stuff right here, these are the fittings that you would use to attach to your pump, to your delivery system from the fuel tank, and also to the engine. Then the white thing here, this is a suction tube, where it should be, for putting into the tank. As we look on the other side here, you've got some mounting hardware and some bracketry. And a couple more pieces that I think are going to be vent lines. There's also a fuse or two in here. Stickers. Okay, so these used to come with a printed manual, but it looks like now they don't. This is the directions to get to your digital installation manual. Down underneath there, again, nice thick packing material. Okay, so here's the pump itself. There we are. So when you take a look at this, you've got, this should be where your water separator goes. This one over here is where the filter goes. In here, we've got our input on this side, so this is where one of the fittings will go. And then we should have an output. This should be it over here. Okay? Then you'll see here also we have a couple of threaded threaded plugs in here that have sealant on them. These two are for running a coolant line through this block. So that way, if it gets really cold, you can run some engine heat through here to help keep things warm. I did not use this particular feature on my previous one. I'm going to install it this time. Then over here, the two little red caps sitting in there, these are where the electric heaters go. So I'll be putting those back in as well. The heaters are nice because you can preheat this block a little bit. The problem that I have with this system, it obviously is designed to hang on the side of the frame rail, so mine's going to go on the outside of the frame rail because of the way my bed is. But unfortunately that means that the wind when you drive is running right through here like a wind tunnel. So in sub-zero temperatures, even with anti-gel, it was still struggling. So I think that's where part of my trouble came in. see what I can do to fix that this time. Anyway, there's the pump. Here's your filter. So this is a newer model than the one I had previously. My last one had longer filters to it. I think these are supposed to have the same life and the same efficiency as the longer ones did. But anyway, hopefully these turn out to work just as well. Let me make sure I'm not telling you wrong. Yeah, that's the filter. And this one should be the water separator. Man, I hope I'm not entirely wrong. Filter location. Filter location. Okay, so one thing is kind of nice on these that the other ones didn't have. If you look here, it actually shows you where the filter is supposed to go. So this one here should be the filter, and this one should be the water separator. It's interesting that neither of these have a stopcock on the bottom, an emptying drain like they used to. But anyway, got those. Over here on the side, we've got a mounting bracket, and I think there's another piece of it down here. Unpacking? Yeah. Here's the other piece of the mounting bracket. So these are definitely solid. This right here is designed to be mounted up onto one of the bed mounts from the underside. And then this mounts across, giving you the ability to kind of pick and choose where this sits. And then your pump mounts here. Now I'm actually not going to be using this set of brackets. They're nice brackets, but I've got a better option. Here, let me show you. This is what I'm going to be using. So this is a mount that includes a built-in skid plate. So you can see here, this is some pretty heavy gauge steel. This is from Longhorn Fabrication. Your pump mounts up inside of this, hanging down with the filters dropping down toward these little holes in the bottom, larger holes I suppose. And then on the back of this you can mount your two pieces. So this piece mounts right here, and you got a lot of different holes you can use to try to get this mounted where you want it. And then you've got this piece here that mounts vertically right here, giving you the same adjustability as the original bracket. And as you can see right here, there's your bed mount for the bolt. So much more solid. I was always a little nervous because I do take this truck off-road, having these filters hanging down unprotected. So I'm hoping that this combination will give me at least a little more protection underneath them. Anyway, Longhorn Fabrication Shop is where this came from. I am not sponsored by any of these companies, just equipment that I find I like. So here we have the FASS lift pump system. This is for a 5.9 Cummins. I would expect the plumbing for the other models is going to be very similar, but this one is what works for my truck. I'll see you over the next horizon.